Listen up, you want to change your life? You want to stop feeling weak, tired, and stuck? Then you have to start thinking like a warrior. Not tomorrow, not next week, right now. Because the battle isn't coming, it's already here. Life is going to hit you. It's going to beat you down, break you, test you. It doesn't care about your feelings, your excuses, or your past. And if you're not ready to fight, you'll get swallowed whole. Most people are prisoners of their own mind. They quit before they even start. They make excuses, blame circumstances, and look for the easy way out. That's not you, not anymore. You don't have time to waste thinking like the rest of the world. Warriors don't make excuses. They don't whine. They don't sit around waiting for the perfect moment. They get up, they grind, they do what needs to be done, even when they don't feel like it, especially when they don't feel like it. Pain, that's the gateway to greatness. Discomfort, that's where you grow. You think warriors enjoy suffering? No, but they embrace it, they use it, they let it forge them into something stronger. When your body screams for you to stop, when your mind tells you you're done, that's when you push harder. That's when you take control. Because on the other side of suffering is strength, and on the other side of fear is freedom. You want to be different? You want to be unstoppable? Then stop letting the weak version of you make decisions. You wake up tired? Too bad, get up. You don't feel motivated? Too bad, do it anyway. Your dreams don't care about your feelings. Your goals don't care if you're uncomfortable. The only thing that matters is action, discipline, execution, day in, day out. No shortcuts, no handouts, just hard work and a relentless mindset. And here's the truth most people don't want to hear. You are your own worst enemy. It's not them. It's not the world. It's you. Your mind is either your biggest weapon or your biggest weakness. If you let doubt, fear, and laziness take control, you'll lose. But if you take charge, if you decide right now that you refuse to be anything less than the best version of yourself, you'll win. Every damn time. So stop waiting, stop hoping, stop wishing. Warriors don't wait for opportunities, they create them. They don't hope for an easy path, they dominate the hard one. They don't rely on motivation, they build discipline. This is your life, your fight, your responsibility. Get up, get after it, and never stop. Life isn't waiting for you to be ready. It doesn't care about your plans, your doubts, or your fears. The moment you open your eyes every morning, the battle has already begun. It's the war between who you are and who you're capable of becoming. Most people walk through life blind to this reality, thinking they have time, thinking they can wait for the right moment. But there is no right moment. There is only now. Every day you're either winning or losing. You're either stepping up or backing down. The world isn't going to hand you a victory. If you want it, you have to take it. That means showing up even when you don't feel like it. That means doing the work when no one is watching. That means being mentally prepared for whatever life throws at you. Because the battle isn't coming, it's already happening. Weak minds hesitate, they make excuses, they overthink, and they wait for life to be fair. But warriors, they don't wait. They don't expect an easy path. They prepare for war every single day. They train their minds to endure, to push, to fight no matter what. Because they know if they're not ready, if they're not sharp, if they're not willing to suffer, they will lose. And losing in this game doesn't just mean failure, it means staying weak, staying stuck. So you have a choice. You can ignore the battle and keep making the same excuses, keep living in comfort, keep waiting for life to change. Or you can face reality, accept the fight, and step into the fire. The moment you do, everything changes. Because when you wake up every day knowing you're already in the fight, you stop waiting and you start winning. The fight isn't something that happens once in a while. It's happening right now, every second, every minute, whether you see it or not. The war is inside you. It's the voice in your head telling you to take it easy, to hit snooze, to wait until tomorrow. It's the distractions pulling you away from your purpose. It's the world around you feeding you lies about comfort, about settling, about being good enough. But deep down, you know the truth. Good enough isn't good enough. You weren't built for average. You weren't put on this earth to be just another person in the crowd, doing what's easy, following the path of least resistance. Most people are asleep. They move through life like spectators, watching, instead of participating, reacting instead of taking control. They drift, waiting for motivation, waiting for permission, waiting for something external to push them forward. And that's why they stay stuck. That's why they never reach their full potential, because they don't realize they're already in the middle of the war and they're losing by default. You can't afford to think like them. You don't have time to waste hoping things will get better on their own. Nothing changes unless you change. Nothing moves unless you move. Every second you hesitate, every moment you give in to weakness, you're falling behind. The enemy isn't some external force. It's you. It's your comfort zone. It's the version of you that's too scared, too tired, too soft to step up. And if you don't kill that version of yourself, it will kill your dreams, your goals, and everything you could have been. A warrior doesn't wake up hoping to be ready. A warrior is always ready. Because the battle isn't coming, it's already here. You don't get to choose when life tests you. You don't get to decide when the struggle hits. But you do get to decide whether you're prepared or not. And if you're not, you will break. If you haven't trained your mind to fight through the pain, to push through the resistance, you will fold under pressure. That's why most people quit. That's why most people never get where they want to go, because when it gets hard, they realize they never trained for it. But you're different. You see the fight for what it is. You know that every day is another chance to sharpen your mind, to build your discipline, to take control. There is no waiting. There is no hoping. There is only action. Only forward movement, only the relentless pursuit of becoming stronger, smarter, and more unbreakable than you were yesterday. That's how you win, that's how you dominate, and that's how you make sure every single day that you are in control. Not your fears, not your doubts, not the weak version of you that wants to quit. The battle is already here. The only question is, are you ready to fight? Excuses are the chains that keep people trapped in mediocrity. They're the lies we tell ourselves to justify weakness, to stay comfortable, to avoid the hard truth that we are in control of our own lives. The moment you let an excuse take hold, you surrender your power. You give yourself permission to stay the same, to remain stuck, to keep failing. And the worst part, it becomes a habit. Every time you say, "I'm too tired," "I don't have time," or "it's too hard," you reinforce the mindset of a quitter. The world doesn't care about your excuses. Life doesn't slow down just because you don't feel like showing up. Warriors understand this. They know that no matter what's happening, pain, fatigue, setbacks, doubt, they have a job to do. They don't negotiate with themselves. They don't waste time why they can't. They find a way, because in the end, results don't care how you feel. You either show up and do the work, or you don't. You either win or you lose. Most people let their feelings dictate their actions. If they don't feel motivated, they don't work. If they're tired, they rest. If something is difficult, they quit. That's why most people never achieve greatness, because they operate on emotions instead of discipline. But warriors, they don't wait to feel ready. They don't rely on inspiration. They rely on habits, consistency, and an unbreakable mindset. They do what needs to be done, regardless of how they feel. You say you want success, you say you want to be different, then prove it. Stop talking, stop making excuses, stop looking for an easier way. The only thing standing between you and the life you want is the discipline to do the work. Every single day, no matter what. Because when you strip away the excuses, all that's left is action. And action is what separates the weak from the strong, the average from the elite, the dreamers from the doers. The next time your mind tries to feed you an excuse, shut it down. The next time you feel like quitting, remind yourself that the pain of discipline is temporary, but the pain of regret lasts forever. The only thing stopping you is you. And the moment you stop making excuses is the moment you take back control. That's the moment you step into your power. And that's the moment you start becoming unstoppable. Growth doesn't happen in comfort. Comfort is the enemy of progress, the silent killer of potential. Most people spend their entire lives avoiding pain, running from struggle, and seeking the easiest path. And that's exactly why they stay weak, stuck, and unfulfilled. They never push themselves beyond their limits, so their limits own them. But warriors, they don't fear discomfort. They embrace it. They seek it because they know that real strength, real transformation only happens when you step into the fire and refuse to back down. Pain is not your enemy. Pain is your greatest teacher. It's the only thing that forces you to adapt, to grow, to become something greater than you were yesterday. Every challenge, every hardship, every moment where you feel like you can't go on, that is where the breakthrough happens. But most people will never experience that because the moment things get hard, they quit. They look for the exit, the excuse, the way out, and that's why they remain average. You want to be better? You want to be stronger? Then stop running from the struggle. Run towards it, lean into it, make it your ally. Because every time you choose the harder path, every time you push past your comfort zone, you gain power, you gain resilience, you gain an edge over the version of you that would have quit. That's how you level up. That's how you build a mind that refuses to break, no matter what life throws at you. Your mind will always try to protect you from discomfort. It will tell you to slow down, to take it easy, to stop. But that's not real protection. That's self-sabotage. The only way to truly protect yourself in this world is to become so strong, so disciplined, that no amount of pain or hardship can shake you. And the only way to do that is by putting yourself in the fire over and over again until you are unbreakable. So the next time you feel discomfort, don't run, don't complain, don't look for an escape. Face it, fight through it, because discomfort is not a wall, it's a doorway. And only those who have the courage to walk through it will ever know what they're truly capable of. Your body will scream at you to stop. Your mind will beg you to slow down. Every part of you will look for a way out when things get tough. And this is the exact moment where most people break. They listen to the voice of weakness. They give in. They quit. But warriors, they don't stop when they're tired. They stop when they're done. They push past their limits, not because it's easy, but because they refuse to be controlled by weakness. You think you know your limits? You don't. Your mind lies to you every single day. It tells you that you're too exhausted, that you've done enough, that you can't go any further. But the truth is, you've barely scratched the surface of what you're capable of. Your body isn't the problem. Your mind is. It's built for survival, not for greatness. It will always try to hold you back, to keep you safe, to keep you comfortable. But if you listen to it, you will never know how strong you really are. The key to breaking past your limits is simple. Don't stop when it gets hard. Don't stop when it hurts. Don't stop when your brain tells you you're done. That's not the end. That's the beginning. That's the moment where you separate yourself from the rest of the world. The ones who quit, the ones who settle, the ones who never push beyond what's easy. Every time you push past your limits, you rewire your mind. You build resilience. You teach yourself that pain isn't the end. It's just a checkpoint on the way to something greater. This is the difference between average and elite. The weak stop when they're tired. The strong keep going when everything in them is screaming to quit. They understand that true strength isn't found in comfort. It's found in suffering. It's found in pushing when nothing is left in the tank, in running when your legs feel like concrete, in working when your mind is telling you to rest. That's where real power is built. Your limits are not real. They are self-proposed. They are the lies you've been fed by a weak society that tells you it's okay to quit, to slow down, to stop when things get uncomfortable. But you are not like them. You are not here to be average. You are here to dominate. And domination requires you to go beyond what you think is possible. So the next time you feel like stopping, don't. The next time you think you've hit your limit, keep going. Because that's where growth happens, that's where champions are made, and that's where you become the strongest version of yourself. Most people live their lives controlled by their feelings. If they feel motivated, they take action. If they don't, they sit back and wait. And that's exactly why they stay stuck. They let emotions dictate their decisions instead of discipline. They wait for the right mood, the perfect moment, the spark of inspiration to get moving. But here's the truth. Motivation is a lie. It's fleeting. It comes and goes. And if you rely on it, you will fail. You don't need motivation. You need discipline. Discipline is doing what needs to be done no matter how you feel. Discipline is getting up early when you'd rather sleep. It's pushing through the workout when your body wants to quit. It's putting in the work every single day, even when you don't see immediate results. Because the ones who succeed in life aren't the ones who feel like working. They're the ones who work regardless of how they feel. This is what separates the weak from the strong. The weak wait for motivation, and when it doesn't come, they make excuses. They tell themselves they'll start tomorrow, next week, or when they feel ready. But tomorrow never comes. Next week turns into next year, and before they know it, they've wasted their entire lives waiting instead of doing. The strong don't have time for that. They don't negotiate with themselves. They don't let their emotions control their actions. They show up, they execute, and they do it again the next day. This is why most people fail. They chase motivation instead of building discipline. They think successful people are always inspired, always energized, always in the mood to grind. But that's not reality. The best in the world don't rely on motivation. They rely on habits. They rely on structure. They rely on an ironclad mindset that says, I don't care how I feel, I'm going to get it done. You have to make the shift from emotion to execution. You have to train yourself to move forward no matter what. Because the moment you stop waiting for motivation and start relying on discipline, you become unstoppable. You no longer need the perfect conditions. You no longer need to feel like doing it. You just do it. And that's what builds success. So stop waiting. Stop hoping for inspiration to strike. Stop giving yourself an out every time things feel hard. Decide right now that your actions will no longer be controlled by how you feel. Decide that from this moment forward, you move with discipline, not emotion. Because that's what winners do. And if you want to win, you have no other choice. Your mind is either your biggest weapon or your greatest weakness. It will either push you forward or hold you back. And the difference between those who dominate life and those who stay stuck is simple: control. The ones who win have mastered their mind. The ones who lose are slaves to it. Most people don't even realize they're at war with themselves. Their mind feeds them doubt, fear, and hesitation, and they listen without question. I'm not good enough. I can't do this. What if I fail? These thoughts come in, and instead of shutting them down, they let them take control. And once your mind controls you, you've already lost. You will never outwork a weak mindset. You will never outtrain a mind that constantly tells you to quit. If your thoughts are against you, you don't stand a chance. This is why mental toughness is everything. Your body will always follow your mind. If your mind is weak, your body will break. If your mind is soft, you will take shortcuts. If your mind is full of doubt, you will hesitate when you should attack. But if your mind is strong, if you train it, sharpen it, and build it like a weapon, nothing can stop you. Because when your mind is unbreakable, you become unstoppable. Training your mind is just like training your body. You have to put it through resistance. You have to expose it to discomfort. You have to force it to endure stress and pressure so that it grows stronger. This means doing the hard things even when you don't feel like it. It means controlling your thoughts instead of letting them control you. It means becoming the master of your emotions, your fears, your doubts, so that when life throws its worst at you, you don't fold. Most people let their minds dictate their actions. Warriors dictate their minds. They program themselves for success. They take control of their inner dialogue. They refuse to let negativity, fear, or weakness take root, because they know that the second they lose control of their mind, they lose control of their destiny. So ask yourself, who is in control? Is your mind working for you or against you? Every time you hesitate, every time you let fear hold you back, you are letting the weak version of you win, and that ends today. From this moment forward, you train your mind to be your greatest asset. You build it into a weapon so sharp, so strong, that nothing, not pain, not failure, not doubt, can break it. Because when you master your mind, you master everything. And once you do that, there is no limit to what you can achieve. Most people wait for the perfect moment. They sit back hoping that one day the stars will align, the conditions will be right, and everything will magically fall into place. But that's not how life works. There is no perfect moment. There is no ideal opportunity waiting for you. You either take action now or you stay stuck forever. The people who dominate in life don't wait for opportunities, they create them. They don't sit around hoping for a break. They force their way in. That's the mindset you need if you want to win. Excuses like I'll start when I have more time or I need to wait until I'm ready are lies. They are just fear in disguise. Fear of failure, fear of discomfort, fear of the unknown. But here's the truth. You will never feel fully ready. You will never have the perfect plan. You will never have all the answers. And that's why you have to move now. Because the ones who succeed aren't the ones who waited. They're the ones who took messy action, learned along the way, and refused to stop. The difference between winners and losers is simple. Winners take action. Losers wait. And the longer you wait, the harder it becomes to start. Momentum is everything. If you start now, today, this minute, you build momentum. And momentum is the fuel that keeps you going. But if you hesitate, if you keep putting things off, you lose all power. You get comfortable in inaction. And comfort is the graveyard of success. You have to stop looking for permission. Stop waiting for someone to tell you it's okay to go after what you want. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to hand you success. You have to take it. You have to demand it. You have to show up every single day with the mindset that says, I don't need a perfect plan. I just need to move. Because once you start, everything changes. There will always be obstacles. There will always be challenges. But action destroys fear. Action builds confidence. Action is what separates those who dream from those who do. The moment you stop waiting and start creating, you become dangerous. You become the type of person who doesn't wait for life to happen. You make life happen. And when you live like that, nothing can stop you. So what are you going to do? Are you going to sit back and wait for the perfect moment, or are you going to get up, get after it, and take control? Because the choice is yours. But understand this. Every second you wait is a second wasted, and every second wasted is a second you'll never get back. Take action. Now. The path is hard, but that's the point. If it were easy, everyone would do it. If it were comfortable, everyone would succeed. But success, real success, demands suffering. It demands sacrifice. It demands that you go through hell and come out stronger on the other side. Most people don't want that. They want shortcuts. They want the rewards without the struggle. And that's exactly why they stay average. The truth is, the difficulty of the journey is what makes it worth it. The obstacles, the failures, the long nights, the early mornings. These are the things that separate the weak from the strong. Every challenge is a test, and most people fail because they're looking for an easy way out. But warriors, they don't pray for an easy path. They pray for the strength to endure the hardest one. They understand that the grind is what builds them. The suffering is what shapes them. And the struggle is what makes the victory real. When you choose the hard path, you are choosing transformation. You are choosing to be different. You are choosing to rise above the weak, the lazy, the ones who quit when things get uncomfortable. The moment you embrace the struggle, everything changes. You stop seeing obstacles as roadblocks and start seeing them as stepping stones. You stop complaining about the pain and start using it as fuel. You stop looking for the easy way and start demanding more from yourself. Nothing great has ever come from comfort. Nothing powerful has ever been built without struggle. Every champion, every warrior, every legend you admire, they all suffered for what they wanted. They all bled. They all failed. They all faced moments where quitting seemed like the only option. But they didn't quit. They pushed through, and that's why they made it. So when life gets hard, don't wish for it to be easier. Wish to be stronger. When you feel like quitting, remind yourself, this is the moment that separates you from the rest. This is where most people break. This is where they walk away. But you're not like them. You don't back down. You don't run. You don't quit. You grind. You endure. You embrace the struggle because you know that on the other side of pain is greatness. The hard path is the only path worth taking because it's the only one that leads to something real. And if you're willing to walk it, to suffer for what you want, to refuse to quit no matter how hard it gets, you will win. It's only a matter of time. Your environment will make or break you. Who you surround yourself with, what you consume, the energy you allow into your life, it all shapes you. Most people don't even realize that they are being influenced every single day. They spend time with people who drag them down, who feed them doubt, who make them comfortable with being average. And then they wonder why they aren't growing, why they aren't pushing harder, why they aren't winning. The truth is simple. If you surround yourself with weak-minded people, you will become weak. If you stay in a negative environment, you will adopt a negative mindset. You need to protect your mind like it's your most valuable weapon, because it is. Every word you hear, every conversation you engage in, every person you let into your circle is either sharpening that weapon or dulling it. And most people let their weapon rust. They listen to complainers. They waste time around people who have no ambition. They absorb negativity from social media, from the news, from the opinions of people who have never built anything great in their lives. And then they wonder why they feel stuck. If you want to be unstoppable, you need to create an environment that forces you to level up. You need to cut out the dead weight. You need to be ruthless with who you give your energy to. If someone isn't pushing you forward, they are holding you back. If a relationship isn't making you stronger, it's making you weaker. That's not negativity, that's reality. Stay private. Look at the people in your life. Do they inspire you? Do they challenge you? Do they make you want to be better? Or do they keep you comfortable, distracted, and stagnant? If the answer isn't clear, you already know what you need to do. Cut them off. Distance yourself. Elevate your circle. Find people who are obsessed with winning, who refuse to settle, who will push you beyond what you think is possible, because the right people will change your life. The wrong ones will destroy it. This applies to more than just people. It applies to everything you consume. What are you feeding your mind? Are you listening to things that make you stronger, that fuel your discipline, that push you forward? Or are you drowning in mindless entertainment, in distractions, in garbage that adds nothing to your growth? You cannot afford to be careless with what you allow into your mind. Your environment is either lifting you up or pulling you down. There is no in between. So take control, audit everything. If something isn't making you better, cut it out. If someone isn't pushing you, distance yourself. Build an environment that forces you to win, and you will win. But if you stay in the wrong environment, no matter how much discipline you have, it will drag you down. Choose wisely, because your future depends on it. The battle is never over. The second you think you've made it, the second you start feeling satisfied, that's when you start losing. Complacency is the silent killer of greatness. It sneaks in when things are going well, when you've achieved a little success, when you start feeling comfortable. And if you let it take hold, it will destroy everything you work for. That's why the best never stop. They never settle. They never say, "I've done enough." Because they know the moment they do, they start declining. Most people work hard until they reach a goal, then they slow down. They celebrate too long, they let up, and before they know it, they've lost their edge. That's the difference between winners and everyone else. Winners don't stop when they reach the top. They keep climbing. They stay hungry. They know that success is rented and the rent is due every single day. You have to adopt the mindset that there is no finish line. There is no point where you get to relax and coast. You are either getting better or you are getting worse. There is no staying the same. And the only way to keep growing, to keep dominating, is to wake up every single day with the same hunger you had when you started. The hunger to push harder, to train longer, to work smarter, to never let up, no matter how much success you achieve. The greatest in the world stay obsessed. They don't let success make them soft. They don't let past achievements make them complacent. They wake up every day like they're still at the bottom, like they still have everything to prove. That's why they stay on top. That's why they keep winning. Because while everyone else is celebrating, they're putting in work. You have to live with the mindset that there is always another level. No matter how good you are, you can be better. No matter how far you've come, there is still more to do. Never let yourself believe that you've arrived. Never let yourself think you've earned the right to take it easy. Because the second you do, someone hungrier, someone more disciplined, someone willing to suffer more than you will take your spot. So stay locked in, stay ruthless, stay hungry. No matter how much success you achieve, act like you're still the underdog. Keep grinding, keep pushing, keep demanding more from yourself. Because the moment you start thinking you've made it, the moment you let yourself get comfortable, you've already lost. And losing is not an option. At the end of the day, everything comes down to a choice. A choice to be weak or to be strong. A choice to stay the same or to evolve. A choice to settle for comfort or to push through pain and become unstoppable. Most people will never make the hard choice. They will live their entire lives in fear, waiting for the perfect moment, making excuses, surrounding themselves with mediocrity, and letting their emotions dictate their actions. And because of that, they will never know what they could have been. They will die with regret, knowing deep down that they had more in them, but they were too soft, too scared, too weak to unleash it. But that is not you. You are not like them. You are not here to live an average life. You are here to dominate, to break past limits, to create a mindset so powerful that nothing, no failure, no hardship, no setback can stop you. You are here to walk the path that most people are too afraid to take, the path of discipline, of struggle, of relentless self-improvement, the path of a warrior. That path will not be easy. It will demand everything from you. It will test your mind, your body, your soul. It will push you beyond what you thought was possible. But that's exactly why you must take it. Because on the other side of suffering is strength. On the other side of pain is greatness. On the other side of fear is freedom. The weak will always find a reason to quit. They will tell themselves it's too hard, that they've done enough, that they can't take anymore. But you are built differently. You don't stop when it hurts. You don't back down when you're tired. You don't fold under pressure. Because you know that every struggle, every sacrifice, every ounce of pain is shaping you into the strongest version of yourself. So from this moment forward, you move with purpose. You move with discipline. You move with the mindset of a warrior who refuses to be broken. You don't wait. You don't hesitate. You don't negotiate with weakness. You execute. You push harder. You refuse to stop until the job is done. Because that is what separates the strong from the weak, the warriors from the quitters, the winners from the losers, the ones who make history from the ones who fade into nothing. So ask yourself, who are you going to be? The one who talks or the one who executes? The one who dreams or the one who makes it happen? The one who quits when it gets hard or the one who fights through hell and comes out on top? You already know the answer. Now prove it.